Hello everyone. Hey Tony, it's kind of smoky in here. Were you playing with matches again? Let me have a look. Oh my god, we're on fire! 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 Tony, calm down. The most important thing during a fire is not to panic. I will tell you what to do next. Just listen carefully and repeat. So, smoke is hotter than the air around it, so it rises. That's why you need to lie on the floor to avoid inhaling it. Then crawl to the exit. Inhaling smoke can cause you to lose consciousness, greatly reducing your chances of survival. Besides, being below the smoke layer makes it easier to see the path to safety. Okay, don't rush to open the door. First, carefully check the doorknob to see if it's hot. If it is, then there is probably a fire behind the door, so you shouldn't open it. In addition, you will introduce a fresh supply of oxygen into the room, fueling the flames. So, you just gave up and decided to hide? That's probably the worst thing you can do in a situation like this. Even if you're really scared, you can't hide under the bed, or in the closet, or anywhere else. In that case, firefighters or other rescuers won't know where to look for you. So, pull yourself together and find another way out of the house. It looks like we're stuck. Then here's the plan. Close all the air vents through which smoke can enter your room. Stuff everything you can find under the door gap. After that, it's vital to find a way to let the rescuers know your location. If you have a phone, call the emergency services. The number is 911 or something similar, depending on where you are. If you don't have a phone, shout for help, use a flashlight, or wave a bright piece of fabric to signal through the window. Oh no, the smoke is still coming in. What can you do? What can you do? Wait a minute. Look, the rescuers are getting close. Just hold on a bit longer. You'll be okay. Wait, what are you doing? Don't be stupid, man. Tony, no! Tony! Oh my god, he was so young. He just had to hold on a little longer. How did this even happen? Hey Tony, are you alive? Oh right, I totally forgot that you were on the ground floor. Well, in that case, you did great and did everything right. The firefighters will handle the fire now, and everything will be fine. But what if the fire caught you in a high-rise building? In that situation, there are also certain rules that can save lives. First of all, if you live in a high-rise building or are staying in a hotel, study the floor plan and evacuation routes. It's essential to know the shortest and quickest way to the staircase, as well as the emergency exits. Also, it wouldn't hurt to memorize the location of some fire extinguishers. To escape a burning building, use the stairs. Never take the elevator during a fire. If you live in a high-rise building, use the stairs from time to time. It's important to know the number of flights of stairs to your level and the time it takes to go down the stairs. If smoke is coming up from the lower floors, turn back. Try to get to the roof of the building and leave the door open so that the smoke can escape outside. This can greatly help other residents of the building or rescue services. Alright, once you're up on the roof, go against the wind and call the fire department to let them know where you're at. If the hallways and stairs are blocked, go back to your room and seal the gap under the door with blankets or towels. Block up all the air vents and then signal for help with a flashlight or something bright out the window. But whatever you do, don't jump out. Just sit tight and wait for the rescuers to come and give you directions. Okay, now you know what to do if you're inside a building. But let's say you're out hiking and run into a wildfire. Trust me, this is no joke, so listen up, Tony, because you'll have to face it and show our viewers what to do. Firstly, it's necessary to get away from the wildfire. To do this, move down and against the wind. Rising hot air masses move the fire up the hill, and descending is always slower than descending. Observe in which direction the smoke is moving, and move in the direction where the wind is blowing from. Once you've determined the direction of the wind and headed downhill, try to find a natural fire break. This can be an area with minimal flammable materials such as rocky terrain, boulders, a road, a body of water, or a strip of tall trees that typically retain moisture better than other vegetation. And steer clear of open spaces with low or dried out bushes. If there's no safe spot nearby, try to find a ditch or a ravine. If you're lucky enough to find a natural shelter, start digging a trench big enough for you to fit in. Crawl into it. Position your legs in the direction of the fire, cover yourself with soil but leave a small opening to breathe. Then call the rescue service and tell them your exact location. But if the fire's too close and all around you, or has cut off your escape route, you might have to risk running through the flames to an already burnt out spot. Just know that this is a super extreme and crazy dangerous option. It's also really important not to start a forest fire yourself. So, follow all safety rules when going on hikes and camping trips. Don't make a fire in dry weather or if it's prohibited. Sometimes these bans are temporary and related to increased fire risk. If you can make a fire, the flame should be small, enclosed, and located far away from trees and bushes, and never leave a fire unattended. Before leaving, you need to completely extinguish the fire with enough water. Remember to mix the ashes and pour water on it again. Now listen for any hissing sounds and make sure the fire pit is cool to the touch. In addition, never leave any litter behind. Glass or even plastic bottles, due to their curved shape, can act like a magnifying glass for the sun's rays. When focused in one place, they can easily ignite dry glass, paper, or even plastic. And if you get an order to evacuate because of a forest fire, don't hesitate to grab only the essentials and leave right away. If you live in an area that's prone to forest fires, find out how the authorities will notify you in case of an emergency, like a text, email, TV, or sirens. However, if there's no evacuation order but you notice a forest fire approaching, immediately call the fire department. Don't wait for someone else to report the fire. And a couple more tips. If faced with a fire, call the fire department at the first opportunity. If the fire is started in a public place, don't assume that other people have already called the firefighters. Make sure to install smoke detectors in your home and periodically check their functionality. Take every alarm seriously. If your clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll on the ground. Cover your face and keep rolling until you put out the fire. If someone with limited mobility is on fire and can't drop and roll, put out the flames with a blanket, towel, or whatever you have nearby. Remember, nothing is more valuable than a human life, not even your favorite jacket. And don't ever mess around with fire. It's one of the most dangerous and unpredictable things out there. Every year, fires claim over 100,000 lives, so be careful, look out for yourself and your loved ones. And in the comments, share your experiences with fires and what you did during one. We'll feature the most interesting stories in our next video. If you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more useful content. See you next time!